Hey guys, it's Lunar here. Welcome back to another story time. Before I jump into this, I hope you're all having a very wonderful week again. Mine has been like today just been a crazy day for me really, and my day was just so crazy and so chaotic that it gave me a very good story time, like a very long, good story time worthy video for me to share with you guys. So that's what today's story time is gonna be about. Actually, today's story time is gonna be about what happened to me during my day. Actually, and let's just get into this. So today's story time, like I said, takes place today, very recent. So what happened was that I was just sitting in my room and I was overslept just because that I've been waking up so early in the morning that I just said, you know what, I really need to sleep in. So I just overslept today essentially, and I woke up at like 9 something, which was not too bad for me. Like I was happy with that. I was satisfied with that. And then that's when someone who I know calls me, and let's just call her Taylor. So Taylor, she is somebody that I know, somebody that I work with, and like we do fashion design clothes together. And I don't know if you've seen this on my TikTok or not, but I like design clothes for a living. That's like my, I guess I have actually had two jobs. So fashion design clothes is like one of them, and we design clothes together. Please go check out my TikTok. Link it down in the description below. And so she calls me and she was like, "Hey, Liz, I got some good news." And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she was like, "Okay, so far, there's this event that's taking place today, and it's supposed to be like a pride on a marketplace where they like sell a bunch of gay stuff and just a bunch of gay shit and trans shit, whatever it is you could think of, and it's like a LGBTQ marketplace essentially. And she said that she came across it, but the problem was that it costed $300 just to set up your business over there. But she had an idea how for us to get into there, since that she did not have $300 and I did not have $300. So her idea was for me to get like a homeless decoration, and use the homeless decoration as an excuse for us to try to set up our business shop there for free. So yeah, so I had the homeless decoration ready, and she said she was going to reach out to the person who runs the place and ask her for consent if we can like set up our shop there and just do our work there. So she said it's going to take like 5 minutes for her to call me back to see what she says about it. So I was like, all right. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like very honest. I didn't think it would happen. Like I honestly, genuinely didn't think that she would say yes, just because that she expected everyone to pay like $300 just to set up your business shop at a marketplace. Like that's just crazy to me. Like insanely, ridiculously crazy to me. Like, who wouldn't want to pay like $300 just to set up on a small business, like a very very small business shop at a marketplace? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, $25 is understandable, or like 90 something would be understandable, but like $300, like 300 fucking dollars just to set up a very 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 small business shop at a marketplace, that just stupid and crazy to me. So that made me come to think that it was not going to happen, and she was going to say no, just because that these people seem very greedy to me, like hungry, greedy, money eating people to me. Like they're just very greedy. They just seem very greedy to me. So I was expecting her to give me a phone call back and be like, "Oh well, I'm sorry, Liz, we tried," but she said no, no, and I'll be like, "I knew it's gonna happen." And then I really wanted to make a trip over to this place place where they serve free food because I really needed to get some free food, but I didn't want to do that just yet, just in case if I was wrong about it, and she would say yes, and I didn't, and I had to meet up with Taylor for us to make our way over there to set up, and I just didn't want to like make her waste her time or something like that. I'm sure you get the point. So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, kept thinking to myself, like, she's gonna say no. She's gonna say no. Like, she has to say no for her. There's just no possible way for her to say yes to that. Now, and as 5 minutes went by, that's when I got a phone call from Taylor, and she was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" She was just like trying to make small talk with me, and I was talking to her about it. And now she says, "So, are you dressed?" And I was like, "No, because I don't know if she said yes or not." And after she said yes, and I was like, "Wait, are you kidding me? She actually said yes?" And she was like, "Yes, she actually said yes." And I was like, "So you're not fucking with me?" She actually said yes. And she's like, "Yes, she said yes." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was just completely mind blown by it. Like, I was just so mind blown and surprised about it, just because I honestly genuinely didn't think she would say yes. Like, I really didn't think she would say yes. So that just caught me off guard, and caught me by surprise, and absolutely mind blow me that she would actually say yes and agree to let us work there for free. So, but at the same time, though, I was so happy and I was so excited about it, just because we could finally like sell some design clothing and come home with so much cash in our pockets. I'm sure you get the idea of it. So I was just so happy and I was so excited about it that I was actually screaming at the top of my lungs, saying, "Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes!" Like, I was just so happy and so excited about it. So I quickly got dressed, and she told me to bring this and bring that, bring this and bring that, and I was like running around like a headless chicken, like completely destroying my room and destroying my storage unit, trying to gather up all the things that I needed to get. And I was such in a hurry that I left my room a mess because of it. And just like that, I hauled ass over to the place that she wanted to meet me at, and I hopped in a car, and and just like that, we were making our way over to get some stuff that we needed, because we needed to get some stuff before I start this. And throughout the ride, she could just tell that I was very stressed out by something, so she was like asking me like, what can I do to calm me down? In the reason why I was so stressed out was because that I was looking for something that we needed, but I couldn't find, and I was so stressed out about by thinking like, oh shit, did I just fuck this opportunity up for us? And I told her, but she said no, it's fine. I'm sure I would have it with me. I was like, okay, so I was trying to keep my mind off of it, and she was asking me what can I do to help calm me down, and this is when things started to get a little bit funny. So when she said that, I said weed, and she's like, weed, and I was like, yeah, weed. I like to have some weed. And I guess when she asked me that, I honestly genuinely thought that if I told her that, and she would actually give me some weed, because I really wanted to smoke some weed at the marketplace. But unfortunately for me, she would not do that. Like, she actually refused to buy me some weed. And it was just kind of funny topic and funny conversation for us, just because that we just kept talking about weed the whole time, and how that I love smoking it so much. And she she didn't really have a problem with me smoking weed. Like, she was completely fine with me doing it. She just didn't like the idea of buying it for me, something like that. So it was just a funny conversation for me. But at the same time, though, I was feeling kind of bummed out, just because I really wanted her to give me some, but she just kind of say no. So anyway, so we got a tent, and we got the stuff that we needed. Then that's when we're making our next trip over to the studio, because we have the studio where we go to do some work at, to design some clothes, and we had some stuff there that we need to get to like set up our shop, essentially. So we were making our way over to the studio, and when we got there, we and we got into the studio. We started like gathering up some supplies that we needed to get stuff our business. And I'm not gonna lie, it was ass. Like it was absolutely insanely ridiculously ass. Just because that I was very stressed out the whole time, and she was very stressed out the whole time. We were literally like spending an hour just running around like headless chickens, just trying to gather up many supplies as we needed to get. And she was just so stressed out about it. She kept telling me, to do that, to get this and get that, get this and get that, get this and get that, and she just kept telling me to be cautious about it. By now, I was like running around trying to gather up some supplies, and I was searching really hard. But at the same time, though, I didn't want her to think that I was ignoring her and not like acknowledging her boundaries and her requests. So I was like juggling between like trying to listen to what she has to say and while gathering up some supplies at the same time. And it was just a completely exhausting situation for me. I don't know for her, but definitely for me. And it's been like that for an hour, where it's gotten so bad that when we were almost done, she was like, started asking me some questions, and I did respond to it, but she asked me to repeat it because she didn't hear what I had to say, what I said. And when she asked me to repeat it, I just replied back and said, "Can we please just go?" Because I guess we were really late, and I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity. So I begged her to just please go, and she did. So we were making our way back over to the car with all the belongings, and then we got in there and got to the car, and we were like packing up all the stuff that we needed to get. And then just like that, we were making one more trip over to Publix and to get some like drinks and snacks, because I guess we both came to think that we really needed to get some drinks and snacks just to help keep us hydrated, and just in case if we get hungry throughout the day, just to keep us on hold. So we went over to Publix, and then that's when she said that she wanted to make a phone call to the person that runs the place and ask her if we can still make it there, because we were we were really late, and she just wanted to know if it was still, if our opportunity was still on the table for us. So she called her and she was like, "Hey, I really apologize for it. I didn't think it would take us this long, and it took us a lot longer than I thought it would. Can we still get there and set up our booth?" And when she asked that, that's when the lady on the phone gave us very bad news. She's like, "No, I'm sorry. You guys took way too long to get ready. You guys are too late. Like we don't want you lost your spot there." And when that happened, Taylor was like, "No," and she was like trying to like talk to her about this and like beg her to make exceptions for us, because we really needed to step our booth there to start selling some design clothing to make some money, obviously. But no matter what Taylor tried to do, would not give in. Like the woman on the phone just kept saying no, no, and no, and then that's when they got the phone, and then she told me the news. And when she told me what happened, Ben, because I wasn't really paying attention to what they were talking about on the phone. And when she told me what happened, Ben, my my mood, like my expressions, or my feelings, like how should I word this? Like my mood swings completely shifted from being totally happy, excited, and just very excited about the whole thing, to like very angry. Like, I was very pissed off with her because now, not only that we had a very rough start with this and with that, and I missed my chance, my opportunity for me to go over to the place to get some free food. But now that we lost a good opportunity of making some money today. And when she gave me the bad news, I got very angry about it. Like, I got really mad about it, and I was just so pissed off with her. And I really, really, really wanted to snap at her for it, but I didn't want to scare her and make her cry. So I was just trying my hardest to like maintain my anger. And but the only thing that I did do was I gave her that devious look. Like, I just gave her that very angry ish devious look on my face now, and I yelled at the top of my lungs, like, what the fuck? Because I was just so angry about it, and she could just tell that I was very mad about it. And she did offer me to for both of us to make a trip over there, or like she just said, well, we can still make a trip over to the marketplace. Do you still want to make a trip over just to check it out, or do you want me to drop you back home? And I really wanted to say drop me back at home. Like, I really wanted to say just because I didn't want to spend any more time being in the car with her. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go there anyways. So just to give myself the opportunity to get a house, just because I've been spending a little bit too much time at home, and I think it'll be a very nice, wonderful opportunity for me to get a house and go explore society. So I just went so I just said, you know what, we'll just go over there. She's like, all right. So we made a trip over there, and so she went inside Publix and got me a drink, and she got me like a peach Celsius because she felt really bad for me, and she really wanted to try to make up to me for it. But I was just so angry with her for that. I went out to take that as like an apology gift, gift. Like, I just want to acknowledge that, really. And she was like, she just kept talking to me and kept apologizing to me but I was just so angry for that I just did not want to hear it. And told her to leave me alone. Like, I just kept telling her to like leave me alone. I really don't want to talk to you. And she just would not stop apologizing to me. And that's when we finally got there. As soon as we got there, I immediately like got out of the car and I stormed out. Like, I stormed off away from her, and I went over to the gay marketplace just to explore it and check it out. And she was out there looking for me, but she couldn't find me, so she went over back to the car. And then that's when I started panicking a little bit, just because I was like, maybe I should reunite back with her, just because that I'm kind of far from home, and I really, really, really do not want to walk all the way back home in the heat, because it was very, very, very hot outside, and I just did not want it to be burning my ass. Like I just didn't want to be like having a fucking heat stroke while making my way over to home in the heat, because it was so hot outside that I just didn't think it would be safe or healthy idea for me to be walking all the way back home in the heat. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try to cool off and just reunite back and just get back with her. So I was like calling her and texting her, asking her where she was, but she didn't answer. And I tried calling her, but she would not answer. And I was like, oh no. Please don't tell me maybe that she left without me. So I started freaking out a little bit, thinking that she left without me. So I was backtracking my steps, and I went back to the spots where she parked the car at, and I actually saw her car. car, so that meant that she was still there. And I saw her, and she got out, and she was like, hey Liz," and I quickly went over there, and she was, and that's when I was just like sitting there, leaned up against the tree, and she was just like trying to get me to cool off. And then that's when she we both decided to go back over to her house. And on our way over to the house, she told me that there's this woman that apparently like does fashion design clothes too, or something like that. Like she does marketing too, apparently. And this is a person that she does not know. No, but she wants to visit her and buy something off for her. And so she called this person. This person actually invited both of us for us to go over to her house to like visit her and meet her and just take a look at her stuff. And so we went over to her house, and I was just so angry still that by the time we got there, uh, she really needed to like unload the stuff from her car and just like um lay out in the backyard. But I was just so angry with her that she just thought that she needed to give me some space, so she let me go sit out and give me some time to cool off, and she gave me a drink. Well, actually, I went into the kitchen. I grabbed a drink. It was like this bubbly stuff. It's called bubbly. It's like lime green, and she gave me a cigarette because I really needed something to smoke. And I saw her like unloading the car while I was just sitting out in the patio, just like sitting there having a drink and smoking, just like give myself some time to cool off. And it took like half an hour or an hour just for me to finally cool off because of how angry I was. And then she could see that I started to finally calm down and cool off. And that's when she told me that she really needs me to come with her. And I was still a little bit mad at her, but I wasn't like crazy mad at her like I was earlier. So she told me that she really needed me to come with her over to this person's house just because she was feeling kind of a bit paranoid about it because she does not know this person whatsoever, and she just wanted me to come with her just in case if anything goes wrong, then I'll be there. I'll be bystanding her and like providing her protection. So we got in a car and we were making our way over to her house, and we were a little bit lost just because that we were just a little bit confused with directions. And on our way over there, we were having a very serious personal talk about some stuff. Like we just both wanted to have a very serious personal talk about certain things just to get some things off our chest, which wasn't really a bad thing, but we just kept talking about it, kept talking about it during the whole ride. And then that's when we started to get closer to her house, and we got so close to her house that she wanted me to take a look at each mailbox and read out loud the numbers to her. So we were driving by, and I was trying to read out loud the numbers that are on the mailboxes, but she was going a little bit too fast. So I was like, "Hey, I need to slow down a bit, so I can get a good glance at the numbers and read it out loud to you." And she was like, "All right." So she uh, was slowing down, but then as we're getting closer, she started speeding up again a little bit, and I got kind of annoyed about it just because I literally requested for her to slow down so I can get a good glance at the numbers on the mailboxes, but she went back to being fast, and so I was struggling, like I was having a difficult time reading out loud the numbers to her because she was going a little bit too fast. But eventually, though, we were able to find the house, and when I saw the house, it actually looked very beautiful. Like it absolutely looked gorgeous and absolutely wonderful and just absolutely gorgeous. And her house just looked so gorgeous and looked so beautiful that I was actually very admired by it. And I was just very surprised about it. So I was like, "Holy shit! I'm actually kind of jealous of her. For she was in a very nice house." or so I thought. Because then when we parked the car and we got out and we were on greeting ourselves to her, and she was greeting herself to us, and she invited us in to give us a tour. When I saw the inside of her home, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? Because when I saw her, I guess her house looked trash. Like, I'm not gonna lie, her house looked so fucked up. Like, her house just looked very trashed up. There was like so much junk piled up, so much junk laying around, so much clothing laying around, and her house just looked absolutely trash. Like, her house looked so bad, it looked so fucked up and looked so trashed up that she could literally very easily get invited to be a part of an episode of that series called Hoarders, because of how trashed up her house looks. And her house just looked so bad that I desperately, eagerly wanted to like yell at top of my lungs to be like, ew, what the fuck? Jeez, your house looks so disgusting. How are you living like this? This is absolutely disgusting, but I was trying not to say it out just because I didn't want to humiliate her or make her feel real shitty about herself. And she was actually admitting it. Like, she was actually admitting it that her house looked absolutely trashed up. I don't know if she was saying that just to take pride in the environment that she was living in, or she just didn't want to make things any more awkward than it already was and weird for her. So yeah, but her house looks so trashed up that we all three of us are struggling to trying to walk by, and it gets worse if I watch her be over any of her stuff because how trashed up it looks and how much junk there was. And then that's when she was just talking to us about stuff really, and but it wasn't as bad as it was outside. Like the backyard looked way worse. Like, you think the inside of her house looks really bad? Well, the outside of her house was worse because then she gave us a tour of her backyard, and she had this huge pool in her backyard, but her pool looked absolutely dirty. Like, the water was dark greenish, and it just looked very unhealthy and looked dangerous to get to swim in and get in it, just because it looked like there was so much bacteria and so much mold and dirt piled up inside of water that it just looked absolutely unhealthy and dangerous to swim in and get in it. And to make things worse, her home was actually infested with spiders. Like, I shit you not. Her house was actually infested with spiders. There were spiders everywhere. There were spiders on the floors. There were spiders on the walls. There were spiders on the ceilings. There were spiders absolutely everywhere. Like, her house was like, you could literally find a spider anywhere in her home because how much spiders there were. And it was just so bad. It was so bad that I did not want to. I did not like being inside her house, and I didn't want to be in her house anymore. So as soon as we got this shelf out of her house and escorted into her car, because that's what we came here for. We came here to the main reason we came there was to get this shelf because Taylor really wanted to get this shelf from her, buy this shelf from her. It was a very nice shelf. I mean, the legs were a little bit wobbly, but it was a very nice shelf, and Taylor wanted to buy it off for her, so we did. And we escorted into her car, and we were having like so much trouble loading into her car that they were just having like arguing vision about it. That makes sense. Where you're like trying to vision it, but you guys are having kind of disagreement about it. And it's like arguing about we're trying to like describe what your ideas are, something like that. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. But then that's when we got it escorted into her shelf. Like, we got that shelf escorted into her car, is what I was trying to say. And after that's when I went inside the car. Like, I did not want to go back into her house because of how bad it looked. So I was just spending the rest of my time just sitting in the car and just chilling, listening to music and being on my phone while waiting for her to come out. And that's when she finally came back out. Taylor and his girl finally came back out, and just like that, we were out of there. So then that's when we were making our way back home. And on our way back home, her daughter calls her because it's actually her birthday, and her daughter called her to tell her happy birthday. And the thing is, I don't really like her daughter, to be honest. And you're probably wondering, like, Liz, why do you not like her daughter for? Well, to give you a fair, honest answer why is because her daughter has a really bad attitude. Like, her daughter has a really bad attitude in general, no. And just a shit talker, essentially. And every time when she talks about me, or every time when Taylor talks about me, she's always talking a lot of shit about me. Like, she's being one hell of a smack talker towards me, and she's talking a lot of shit, and she's saying a lot of very mean things about me that are not very nice or true. So yeah, I just don't like her because I don't really like her because of it. But then when they were on the phone together, I was staying quiet. That's when her daughter asked her if she was with anybody else. Now she said yes. I have Liz here with me, and this caught me by surprise because I honestly did not expect this to happen whatsoever. So she actually said hi to me, and when she said hey to me, she actually invited me over to her house to have cake with her and Taylor for her birthday. And when she said that, and Taylor turned down on an offer because because she was so exhausted from yesterday and today that she did not want to bring me with her. If she does decide to go, like she said, she's gonna probably stay home for the night. But if she does decide to go, and she's gonna go alone, which I respected. I did not have a problem with that whatsoever. But I was just so mind blown by it. Like, I was completely mind blown and speechless and surprised, like caught off guard, like whatever word you want to use. That's how I felt. Like, I just felt absolutely speechless and mind blown that she actually said hey to me, and she invited me over to her house to uh, just to chill and hang out and have cake with her and Taylor, because I did not expect her to be so nice to me and do that for me whatsoever. Like, I honestly did not expect her to be so nice to me and invite me over. So yeah, I told her that, and Taylor was like, yeah, well, she's trying to change her ways for the better. So yeah, and that's when we went over to 7-Eleven, and she got me a Celsius, which was very cool of her. But then that's when she told me that one of my neighbors ran into her at Publix and asked her if we're still doing a business together, and she said that, well, let's just say that's a long story, and she walked away. And when Taylor told me that, I started freaking out about it, and I started panicking about it, just because that I don't want my neighbor trying to eavesdrop into our business, and she's trying to pull some information out of me just to start shit with me, and just, like, stir the pot. Like, I just felt like that she was up to something, and she's trying to gather some evidence that she can use against me to, like, start some shit with me. And that just made me feel very uncomfortable. And I even told her that, and she was like, Liz, calm down, just chill, okay? It's alright, it's going to be fine, no need to stress about it. And so I was just trying to take her word for it. I was like, alright then, if you say so. And I was just trying to like, brush that off of me. But yeah, that's just how my day was, really. And that leads me and I think we all learned a very valuable lesson from this, and that leads me to the final part of the story, the moral. Well, guys, moral of the story is, if you are working together with somebody, and if you're, like, in a business with somebody, and you are trying to build up a business with somebody, and you are working with them, and you are, like, planning a schedule to be, like, selling some stuff, please make sure that you are actually not wasting your time and actually sticking to the plan, because both your time is very valuable, and I'm very sure their time is very valuable too. And just I don't think they wouldn't like it if you were to be showing so much lack of their schedule and trying to proceed further into the business and sell some stuff. Just don't be making the same mistake that Taylor made. Learn from her mistakes. That's all I'm trying to say, is learn from her mistakes. And don't be if you're gonna live like a hoarder, then do you, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that to be rude or saying that to be insulting. I'm not saying that in any offensive way whatsoever. However, if you don't care so much about having a tidy house, and you are very comfortable with living in a dirty, messy looking house, then go ahead, do that. Be you, and live the way how you love living life. That's all I'm trying to say. Is just be yourself and just live the life that makes you feel happy. Even if you like living in a dirty, messy house, then go for it. Be my guest. But I do think that would be a great idea for you to keep your house like very tidy and very clean and spotless looking, just because that your friends might like laugh at you and mock you and just like make you the laughing stock for it, and just like make fun of you, tease you for it, and it might make you feel very embarrassed. So if you like living in a dirty, messy house, then go ahead. Again, please be my guest and do that if that's not something that makes you feel happy. But I do think it'll make you feel a lot better just for you to keep your house and keep your environment very spotless and very tidy looking. So just that way that your friends don't try to embarrass you and make you their laughing stock. But anyway, so that's it for today's story. Well, guys, that's it for today's story. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content. I'm on the road to 500 subs, so please show some support. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you all, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.